Another problem which you ought to discuss, we said yesterday we wrote religion, meditation, and if there is something sacred. We said we just talked about that. Is there anything sacred in life? Not thought creating something sacred and then worshipping that sacred, which is absurd. The say, for instance, in all the Indian temples there are images, like in the Christian church. Or the Muslim, in the mosques, there is this marvelous writing. It's the same. And we worship that.
That's idolatry.
No. Thought has created this.
Yeah.
The thought has created the image.
Yeah.
And then it worships it. I don't know if you see the absurdity of that.
Well, that's manifestly absurd, but the more sophisticated members of different religions would say that it's not the thought, the image that created by thought that's being worshipped, but the image points to something beyond thought, which is being worshipped.
Wait a minute, let's look at it. That is the symbol. We know symbol is not the real, but why do we create the symbol? Please answer. If there is something beyond, why do we create the intermediary?
Well, I think that this is a question which in certain religions has been central to them, the Jews, who were against all idolatry, for exactly this reason, and the Muslims, who don't have images in the mosques.
No, but they have this.
They have writing.
Of course.
Well, they think writing is what tells them about what lies beyond all symbols, you see.
Yes.
Now, you can say the writing simply becomes a symbol, but, I mean, these are words, and words can help us. Yeah. We're having a discussion, and these words that we're having, your words may help me, for example.
Yes.
If they're written down, then they're written words like Muslim words.
Why do I have to have an intermediary at all?
Because I think I'm here and it's over there and I don't have it. I need some way to get there.
No, you're not answering my question. Is it that you, the intermediary, understand or realized or found truth or whatever it is, and therefore you're telling me about it?
Well, maybe I've seen something and I want to tell you about it.
Yes, tell me about it, but why do you make yourself interpreter? Why do you become the intermediary between that, I don't know what that is, and me, who is ignorant, who is suffering? Why don't you deal with my suffering rather than with that?
I think that will deal with your suffering. If I can get you to...
That has been, sir, that has been the old trick of all the priests in the world. We have had priests from time immemorial, right?
Yeah.
But you haven't released my freedom, my sorrow. I'm still suffering after 1,000,000 years.
Yeah.
What for? Help me to get rid of that. Help me to be free without fear, then I'll find out. Is it that you want position, power, status, like the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Now this is really quite serious.
I think, if we try to give the priest the most favorable interpretation, that they may have considered, and at least the best among them, that there's a kind of poetic imagery that people may use to point to something beyond that in a communication. And they're trying to point to this sacred, which we were talking about. That's perhaps the way they would look at it. Now, would you say that that would make no sense, to have a poetic image to point to the sacred?
But, sir, why don't you help me to see what is happening to me?
Yes, that's your point. Don't point to the sacred right away, but look at this
help
first.
Me to be free of it, then I'll walk.
Yes, I understand that. Yeah.
We have never talked, nobody has gone into this like that. We've always God, some savior, some Brahmana, and so on and so on. And this is what we call religion. All the rituals are invented by thought. Marvelous architecture by thought. All the things inside the churches, temples, mosques are created by thought. And having thought created, then thought worships it. But thought is not sacred.
Yeah, I see that.
Looking for something sacred,
Yeah.
you come along and say, I'll tell you all about it. Then you begin to organize it. And it's all gone, by then it's finished.
Then I just stay within thought. That's all I have.
So, if we reject or understand that thought is not sacred, there's nothing holy about thought. But thought thinks that what it has created is holy. So could we try to find out or realize that anything thought does is not sacred?
That seems self-evident to me.
All right, if that's self-evident, all the religions as they are now, there is nothing sacred. Right?
No, there's nothing sacred in itself in the words or the buildings or the so on. But in a sense, all these religions are supposed to point beyond themselves.
Yes. Why? And to help me to go beyond all this, I must start with my being free from my agony, understand my relationship with people. If there is confusion here, in my heart, in my mind, what's good of the other? I'm not materialistic. I'm not anti the other, but I say, look, I must start where I am. To go very far, I must start very near. I am very near. So I must understand myself. I'm the rest of humanity. I am not an individual. I know. So there's the book of humanity in me. I am that book. If I know how to read it from the beginning to the end, then I can go, then I can find if there is a possibility, if there is real something that is immense, sacred. But if you are all the time saying, look, there is that, that will help you. I see it hasn't helped me. We have had these religions for millions of years. It hasn't, on the contrary, you have distracted from what is. So, if I want to find out if there is anything sacred, I must start very near. The very near is me. And can I free myself from fear, agony, sorrow, despair, all that? When there is freedom, I can move. I can climb mountains.
So are you saying that the sacred would become apparent if we dissolve fear and all these other things?
Obviously, sir. That's real meditation, you see. You see, nobody wants to go so deeply into all this. Right, sir? First of all, one hasn't the time. One is committed to one's job, to one's profession, to one's science, to one's whatever one is doing. And you say, please, this is too difficult or too abstract, not practical. That's the word they all use. As though all this, what you are doing, all is terribly practical. Our armaments, is it practical? Tribalism is, oh, well, you know all about it. So, sir, let's move from that. You hear X saying that. What value has it? Value in the sense, what do you do with it? Has it any importance or none at all? Because you are going your way. You are a psychologist, you will go your way. I'll go my way because I've said what I have to say and then it ends. Then what? Somebody comes along and says, I'll tell you what he means by this. You haven't time. He has little time. He says, I'll tell you all about it. And you're caught. This is what is happening. From the ancient of times, the Sumerians, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, they have played this. And we are doing still the same kind of nonsense. And I say, what has religion done to man? It hasn't helped him. It has given him romantic, illusory comfort. Actually, look what we're killing each other. Don't go to that. So at the end of these 4 discussions, have you got healthy minds? Have you got mind that's not confused, groping, floundering, demanding, asking, oh, you follow, sir? God, what a business. Because I don't want to achieve nirvana or heaven or anything. I say, look, you follow?
Well, I think it's interesting why it looks so deep when in fact it isn't.
No, sir, we're also very superficial. Right? And that seems to satisfy us. That's our good house, good wife, good job, good relationship. Don't disturb anything. I go to church, you go to mosque, I go to the temple. Keep things as they are.
Well, then you're saying we don't even want to look at it.
No, of course not.
But say we come with a
So
problem.
let's say if Mr. Thatcher and gentlemen in Argentina looked at it, how tribalistic they are, they would stop it.
Yeah.
But they don't, because the public doesn't want it. British, you follow?
Yeah.
We are educated to be cruel to each other. I don't go to. So, a healthy mind is that, sir. A healthy mind is without any conflict. And that's why then it is a holistic mind. And then there's a possibility of that which is sacred to be. Otherwise all of this is so childish.